With a lot of this channel, I'll be sharing insights to how videos go viral online and how you're able to utilize that information to make your content even more better. With that being said, let's share the philosophy of escapism. My journey to understanding viral videos started when I was a young boy. I was 8 years old and I was up one night and I was watching a magician on television. His name was David Blaine. I was captivated by the magic that he was doing. So much to the point I wanted to become a magician. I would beg my parents to go and buy me magic all the time, and anything I could learn online, I would do to my friends at the Boys and Girls Club or at school. And then a challenge came in my life and I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I found myself sitting there saying that I would continue to keep doing magic and it would take my mind off of things. You see, at this point in my life, it was a very, very dark time. I was extremely sad, depressed, and very worried for my future because I had gotten diagnosed with this disease that I wasn't so sure how things would pan out. I remember one day sitting inside of the hospital, looking up towards the sky and just asking God and saying, God, if you could just change my life around and make me healthier, I promise I'll be the most helpful person you've ever had on this entire planet if you could just help me, please. With that being said, life went on. I continued to keep doing magic, and I was doing magic to people in the hospital, magic around my mother's friends who would come, and anytime we were in the grocery store. I remember doing magic to one person, particularly at the park. And me, I was just doing it for fun, and the man laughed and had a smirk on his face. He said, young man, I really needed that. I was going through a hard time and you really eased my mind. Here's $10. And he hands me $10. I remember being given the $10 and I was completely confused and I didn't know what to do. I was shocked. I was like, someone's giving me money for something. I thought you had to have a job or do something. This man is giving me $10 because I showed him a magic trick, but I don't know what I really did. I didn't understand the level of what he was experiencing. I was confused. I didn't want to take the $10. I wondered if it was a test. I truly questioned myself on if in this moment here, what was going on. I was just puzzled and baffled. I didn't understand that moment. It was the first time someone was actually offering me something for something I was already doing for free. Confused and puzzled as I was, I took the $10. Fast forward, life moves on, and now I'm a freshman in high school. And I remember my grandmother had told me, she said, Jabri, it's this magic show going on at the VA. I want you to come there. My grandma worked for the military, or I think it's the Navy base, I believe. And she said, it's a magic show going on, and she knew how much I loved magic. I was excited. It was a magician that was there called the Spellbinder. I sat down, I watched the show, and I was amazed by the tricks I was seeing because I'd never seen things like this a day in my life. He was performing for an audience of like 20 people. And on top of that, when I got to meet him and talk to him, I said, how did you make this a career? This is so awesome. This is so cool. To me, I was still puzzled at the time that this could be a career. And he said, take my contact information, young man, and if you have any questions, I'll answer them. I remember I immediately took his contact information, went home, and I called him. I talked to him on the phone, and I remember I was really, really puzzling and questioning, like, how much, did he make? Is he making a living? And I remember he told me he got paid a couple thousand to do the gig that he was doing there. I was baffled and mind blown. He was performing for a group of like 20 plus people in a small theater and got paid $1,000 or $2,000. I was just like really shocked. Asking him how he did it, he gave me every piece of advice. He showed me the way, he told me the way. He was the first person to kind of show me that this could make money. And I didn't really see the value in magic the same way others were seeing in what I was doing. I remember after that conversation we had on the phone, after I got back home and called them the next day, I remember I said, okay, I'm going to try to get me a gig. So I immediately said, all right, I'm going to try to figure out how to find one. I got on Gigmaster. I got a book for a gig. I tried my best. I got business cards. I got everything that he said that you'll probably need to get started. I got booked for a gig, my first gig. It was for a children's party. I showed up and I was totally unprepared for everything that was happening. The children were running rampant. The parents didn't really hold their kids together. And it was up to me to perform and entertain. And also, I had said I can do balloon animals. So I had learned how to do balloon animals. And in this moment, I was not making good balloon animals. They really sucked. The lady still paid me, but left a horrible review. You could probably find it till this day. And I was completely underprepared. I was still not understanding the value that people wanted from what I was doing. I was completely confused. There was still an obvious learning curve that I had to get over, but I just didn't understand where it was and what it was. You see, in life, there are things you know, there are things you know you need to know, and there are things you don't know that you need to know. I was at the third one. As time progressed, I said, let me go ahead and seek out restaurants. I had found out that you could be a magician and you can work inside of a restaurant and go and get gigs at the restaurant. I said I wanted to go to the richest area in all of Illinois. It was Lake Forest. I lived in Waukegan. I got on the train on one snowy day and went straight there and asked around at every restaurant would they be willing to take me. They all said no. I was definitely a little down, and I said, well, okay, let me figure things out. There was a restaurant that I lived across the street from. I didn't know if they would really hire me, and I didn't know if they really had money to pay me. I talked to the manager, and he said, I'll hire you, kid. Just come in on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday for 2 hours. I'll give you $25 an hour, and you can keep tips. I thought that was absolutely amazing. So I remember I got ready and I got suited, and every Saturday and Sunday I would be there. I would actually get the tips and the payment from the guy. Now, it made sense that I would get payment from the restaurant, but what wasn't making any sense to me still was, why are people giving me tips? And then why are they so happy? And then the manager had came to me and said, you're doing such a good job. And he explained something to me and it all made sense and it clicked. He said, you come in on rush hour. And when you come in on rush hour, it takes longer for us to get people their food. You keep them distracted and keep their minds off the food, and we're able to serve them. And the illusion of time is all a blur for them. So then I sat back, I said, wow, that's interesting. So essentially what's happening here is I'm easing people's minds off of their thoughts about food. And because of that, some of them even want to reward me because I take their minds off of their food. I was doing so good at this small restaurant doing magic, I had gotten an article written about me in the Chicago Tribune. And when the article got written about me, the Chicago Bulls entertainment manager had reached out to me and he said, hey, I would like for you to come and perform and do magic at the United Center for Bulls game. This was a big, big turning point for me. I was shocked. And he wanted to pay me $375. That is the most amount of money I had ever seen in my life or been offered in terms of a gig. I was just starstruck. I was like, wow, this is the Chicago Bulls. I'm being paid a lot of money. And I'm like, this is great. So I immediately went and I tried to make sure that every single trick was good and polished and everything was good to go. I had asked the question while I'd be sitting down or standing, so I knew what I was doing. And I just prepared and I prepped. I then entered the building and I'm nervous as ever. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going on, but I'm ready to go. I meet the entertainment manager. He shows me where I have to be. I start doing magic. I go around and people are happy. They're thrilled. Things are going really well. And everyone is having such a good time. They're pulling out their phones. I'm just having a blast inside of the United Center. And then something hit me. I said, everyone who is here for the basketball game is also here for the magic. There's a correlation between the two. I had made the epiphany when I gotten inside of the train, because I rode there on the train to Chicago, the main city. And I sat back and I said, everyone who was at the basketball game and who also enjoyed the magic were all there to escape life, escape their everyday life. They were there to take their minds off of everything that's going on in their life. And the outlets that they wanted to express that in, whether it be the magic or the sports, were the ones that they chose. It helped them get far away from what's really going on in their life. And they found value in that. So I now had to look at my journey of life completely different than how I ever looked at it beforehand. And I had said, you know what? This is the same thing that I did when I was a kid. You see, when I was a kid and I was sick, and I had to live with the reality of being in pain every day, being in discomfort, magic was the thing that took my mind off of it. When I thought that the doctor said there'd be no cure for this disease that you have, you would just have to live with it. Magic was the thing that said, no, doctor, there will be a cure one day because anything is possible. It took my mind off of all the limitations that people put on it. I had to then look at it and say, this is probably the reason why people play video games. I mean, a person plays Grand Theft Auto because it takes their mind off of the everyday world. It's not real, and they want to escape reality. And to a degree, some of us kind of have to, in a bit, to just maintain sanity. Every human is subject to it. It's the same reason that you're watching this video right here. You see, currently you're going through something in your life, and you believe that listening to this video will help you escape the reality that you're currently living to get to the one that you want to be in. So partly you have to live in my world right now as it is, as you're watching this video, in order to make that manifestation happen. You're getting a piece of my world interjected into your world to make a change. But for a moment, you just have to escape it. If I make this video good enough, then what you'll do is you'll be completely taken away from what you're living right now, and you won't even think about it. That's if I do a good job. Everyone is looking to escape from something. So the question is, what are they looking to escape from, and how can you help them escape it? When I took in this philosophy and applied it, I was able to meet celebrities, Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, many people around the world, and build up a large following and base. I had some of the most viral videos online. If you've seen them, you know what they are. I'll put them up on the screen probably while I'm telling the story. I was able to take this and help people escape because no matter who the person was, no matter how rich, no matter how poor, no matter how famous, no matter how smart, no matter how dumb, everybody wanted to escape something. And the thing is, the person that could help them escape it was the magician. But in life and reality, we all can do it. You see, this video here is not magic at all, but it helps you escape like magic would. So use magic as the metaphor of life so that it may help you escape, so that it may help you understand what it is to help people escape life. When the pandemic happened, a lot of people were trapped in their everyday life. They couldn't leave and go to work. They couldn't go hang out with friends. They had to be at home and live in reality. The entertainment industry took a big boom and boost. A lot of people made a lot of money. And the reason they did is because they helped them escape. You see, at every moment, somewhere around the planet, someone's trying to do it. Everyone I know that is good at making viral videos has a philosophy. They keep philosophies in mind and at the forefront. I used to be a person that was a part of my own viral videos. Now I just direct them. I direct a court show that's going viral, girls telling stories online. I am just the man behind the pages. Never really often in front of the camera anymore at this point, because now I understand what I'm helping someone escape from. There's levels to this game when you get to it. You'll understand that there are people who want to be a part of it and people who just understand this principle here, escapism, and they understand who they want to speak to. They may call this finding the audience or speaking to them, but I call it escapism. If you found this video to be a help, make sure you go ahead and like the video. I'm going to make more of these videos for you guys. Now I'm directing so many things behind the scenes. I have a lot of free time, so I want to educate people. And let me know down in the comment section, should I do consultations? I'm not so sure, but hopefully this video educated you guys on how to make videos go viral and the philosophy behind it. And I hope that as this page grows, it's more philosophies about business and how to make content go viral on your personal growth and development so you understand the world more. You see, through this entire story, there was something I didn't understand about myself that I was doing to other people. And you see, once you understand that part about yourself, life will be very easy. Also, when it comes to these videos, I want to utilize the comment section like a frequently asked question place. So if you have any questions, just ask them and I will reply down in the comment section below. We're not too big of a channel that I can't reply back to anything. So I'm always happy to reply back to anything in the comment section. As long as you have a question, you need it answered, I'll take the time out to answer it. I mean, look, I love helping people and I love building a community. I want this to be a place for a community of growth and success.